It's a mixed bag. The downside, of course, and what's been criticized is it's just perverse to have to raise money from lawyers who practice in your court. But as a practical matter, if you're going to run a statewide campaign, you need funds to do that, and the only people really who are interested in giving to judicial campaigns are lawyers. So we have contribution limits and things like that, but still, there's a sense of just unfairness that I think to the public when they see lawyers practicing before the court who've been contributors. The upside of a statewide judicial race is you really do get across the state and you meet people and you have a very strong sense of community. And that's a good thing, because I think it's bad for judges to get too tied up in the library or sort of in the ivory tower. So I think what I'm the most proud of in my time on the court is focusing on systems improvement in terms of making the judiciary work better for people. The Access to Justice Commission, which focuses on making sure that our courthouse doors are open to everyone for basic civil legal needs like protection from domestic violence, help with for elderly people, housing issues, those types of things, veterans affairs, people who can't afford to hire a lawyer but need access to the courts. I also would like to think that I set a high standard for excellence in opinion writing, and by that I mean everybody has different styles of writing. To me, it's really important for the average Texan to be able to pick up an opinion and be able to understand it. And that's not always easy to do because some of these issues are very complex, factually and legally. And so I spent a lot of time trying to make my opinions understandable. I've never felt partisanship in any of the decision making, and you know, it just depends on the year. If you did a statistical analysis, you know, it probably varies from year to year in terms of where they come out, but I can tell you that in the years I've been on the court, every one of the judges up there really does. We all have different views sometimes, but I think every one of them is very focused on their view of applying the law to the facts of that case, and I haven't seen anyone exercising an agenda. I think that diversity is always good. Gender diversity, racial, ethnic diversity, geographic diversity. The more different perspectives you have, I think the better result in the cases, because you just bring a variety of viewpoints and a variety of you know, ways to interpret the law, or just a different perspective. And so I think that diversity is always a good thing. I never felt different when I was the only woman on the court. I enjoyed my female colleagues while I was there, and I'm pleased to see 2 women on the court now. But I was always treated with respect and dignity and equality by my judges, and never felt that gender either pushed me forward or held me back. I guess more close to home, my daughter's perception of women in law and in the judiciary. When I first announced that I was going to run for the district court, my then 5-year-old looked at me and said, "Mom, girls can't be judges." And so then I won my election and was on the district court and then the Court of Appeals. And when I decided to run for the Supreme Court, my 5-year-old daughter at the time, I brought her up to the court and introduced her to one of my male colleagues, and she was very surprised and said, "I didn't know guys could be judges." So I think at least my children's perception has changed a lot. I've seen the profession and the judiciary open up a lot more to women and to diversity in general. I think that in my time on the bench, I've come more of the view that judges need to be more proactive in terms of improving the system, because judges have the power to convene. And so when you see a problem that's in the system, you have the ability to call the players to the table and work out solutions on a systemic basis. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience, I have to say. I loved the trial court. I loved seeing the real people who have problems who come to the court every day. I loved seeing jurors come together and render a decision. I have great faith in juries who come from all sorts of walks of life and different backgrounds and take it very, very seriously by and large. And so it gave me renewed faith in our court system, our jury system, and it's just been a great ride.